Welcome everybody. Hope we're doing well. Oh god, I'm out of focus. How are we all doing? Sorry about the slight delay there and getting underway. Let me just get this focus in. There we go. Okay, yeah, hope we're doing well, everybody. Welcome to the stream. Yes, I am indeed here. Yeah, I need to get that countdown timer on my start screen. I got rid of it a little while ago, and yeah, could do with it really. Pretty handy. Okie dokie. All right. How are we all doing today, everybody? Welcome to the stream, everyone. Welcome, Mike. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Lack, no worries at all, brother. Hope you're doing well. You take it easy, man. I hope you're not working too hard. And yeah, I'll hello to you in the future while you're watching the replay. I hope you're doing well, brother. Frederick, welcome to the chat. I hope you're doing well, mate. Good to see you. Good to see you, Jeff. Also, don't call 911. It's not going to do anything. I'm based in the UK. So yeah, that would probably be a waste of time. All right, cool. So let's get rocking then. So today we're going to be flying from Nice to Calvi, Sainte-Catherine in the island of Corsica. It's yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know how many of you who are here currently watched the stream last time we flew into Corsica, but it was pretty tough. It's a very, very difficult approach into runway 36, which is where the winds are favouring today. So yeah, it should be a bit easier than last time, however, because we did have a bit of a tailwind component last time. This time we should have I mean, there's not many, it's not too windy over in Corsica, but we should have a bit of a headwind coming in for the landing, so I think it should be pretty good, I think, really. And yeah, we're flying from Nice, so it's going to be a very, very short flight, and this is a sort of a semi what's the word now? It's a semi-fictional flight, so we're using a real flight number. Air Corsica, they do run A320s, A320 Neos, but not on this route. So yeah, it's sort of semi-fictional, and I mean, either way, it should be pretty fun. So yeah, got a new processor in as well. We've got the 58600X in, so I'm going to be testing out the performance of that today. My initial thoughts is that it's absolutely brilliant processor. It runs so well when I'm not streaming, but this is the first time streaming with it. I'm I'm noticing this like stuttering effect, if you can see that. I'm looking around. It's very strange. I didn't used to get that with my old processor, and I haven't changed anything in terms of settings really. Changed a couple of things here and there, but nothing too drastic. So I am intrigued to see if I can work that out. I'm not entirely sure what's causing it. It's just like this, like I'm getting a high FPS, but then it just, when I move the camera around, it just drops. So yeah, I'm a little bit, I'm not sure if it's the driver or anything, or if I don't know. It might just be this Microsoft Flight Simulator update. I have not flown on it too much, this new version, so yeah, it might just be this one. We'll see anyway. There's a lot of optimizations come in, so I'm pretty confident that the performance should get marginally, well, quite a lot better, I'm hoping.
Hi.
The FPS is dropping. It's dropping on the stream, or it's dropping, what, on the sim? Yeah, but I mean the FPS is dropping. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to demonstrate. I'm just showing that we're getting some stuttering for some reason. I'm not sure why exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Urban, welcome to the chat. I hope you're doing well, brother. Good to see you. Where we're going today? We're going to Corsica. We're going to Calvi, Sainte-Catherine Airport. We're going to be doing the circle to land on runway 36. Should be pretty epic. Should be pretty epic. Mike, oh yeah, crap. Ramsey, yo, Ramsey, welcome. Hope you're doing well, brother. Good to see you. Well, thank you very much for the 1,000 stars. Mike, also, thank you very much for the 50 stars, dude. Very generous as always. And thank you very much for the shares, both Jeff and Mike. Much appreciated. Hope you're doing well. Reload plane, it will fix stuttering effects. Oh, you think so? As in, reload the plane using developer mode, or just exit out to the main menu? Maybe drivers? Yeah, I mean, I am on the latest Nvidia driver, but I think they actually released one yesterday, but up until this point, I've been on the latest Nvidia. I'll try reloading. It doesn't exactly take long, and we'll see what happens. Oh, using dev mode. Okay. Does it matter if I'm doing it through? Does it matter if I do it this way? Is this going to fix it, or shall I just reload again using dev mode once I get back in? If it fixes it though, that would be amazing, dude. Absolutely amazing. Whilst I'm waiting, I'll get axes and nose loaded up. I suppose we might as well use self-loading cargo as well. Yeah, it's still there. Problem is with using dev mode to reload the plane is it resets, it presses loads of switches and stuff. Like it basically resets it as if it is as if it started on the runway, which is not really what I want. I'm gonna, oops, yeah, I'm gonna try it just for science. We'll see what happens. Let's try it just to see what happens.
Camera proceeds for takeoff, please.
No, it has not fixed the stuttering at all. No, it's still there. It's still there, and now I've got to just reset everything because it'll have moved all the knobs. That's not the greatest tip I've ever received. Alright, let's turn that off. Could be the scenery. Yeah, I suppose it could be the scenery. Yeah, I don't recall it like being like this when we landed here last stream, but it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, it's not like game breaking. It's just something. I think once we get into things, it's not going to be the end of the world. Yo, Marino, welcome to the chat, brother. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, I'm doing. Yeah, not too bad at all. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for asking, dude. Hope you're doing well. What's going down? I don't know, mate. I don't know. It's just Microsoft Flight Simulator. being Microsoft Flight Simulator, I think. It's just I'm just getting a bit stuttering. Honestly, I was fine when I wasn't streaming. It was literally just so smooth. But as soon as I started streaming, I don't know whether it's some. I mean, I guess it's something to do with something I'm doing in OBS. But yeah, like you can see that stuttering there. Like it starts smooth and then it just goes and stutters a bit. Yeah, I mean it's literally perfect when I'm not running the stream. It's actually legitimately butter smooth. But yeah, I guess it's just something to do with OBS. I'll probably have to just do a bit of troubleshooting on that at some point in the future. But for now, I am just going to get on with things because it's been half an hour already and I've not done a single thing. So all right, let's get self-loading cargo set up anyway. We shall get that rocking here. So we'll get A320 cabin layout is going to be default. Sound pack, I guess there's probably not an Air Corsica one. So we'll go with default, and when we'll go with Wi-Fi, let's import from SimBrief. And we'll start the flight. Great stuff. Okay, so let's get things started up here. So we'll get the batteries and external power on to begin with. And I am going to get the nav lights on as well. And I'm just going to nip down to the MCDU and just go to my options here because I was just tinkering about off stream. So I'm going to put this to real and go back to here. Okie dokie, let's get the IRS to align. Oh, they've changed this on BAT. Oh, they've changed all this. Why does it not say it on BAT anymore? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, cool. We'll get the cruise supply oxygen on and emergency exit signs on. No smoking signs to auto. We'll get the integral lights on above as well. And I think that should do it for now. Just while I'm here, let's make sure we are on live weather. And that is all good for the overhead. Let's go down here and let's just get the QNH. QNH is 1018. We'll turn the flight directors on both sides. And let's just put this all in managed. I'm going to just do that like so. Put the constraints on this side. And working my way down. Let's go auto brake max. And let's go down here. Let's turn these displays up a bit. There we go. Beautiful stuff. Let's turn the MCDU up a bit as well. Okay, integral lights down here. Floodlights can come up a bit here and here. And everything else should be pretty much good to go. Let's get these turned up as well. Cool. All right. Yeah, Mariner flags, animated flags. It's so cool. Yeah, so some great details on this one. All right, let's get the passengers starting to board up anyway. Started getting screen tearing after the UK update. Yeah, I remember you saying about that. Yeah, I've not really had too many issues with screen tearing. But yeah, this stuttering is new. It's new to me. I don't know why it's causing it, and I've just upgraded my processor as well. So I thought, if anything, it would be a lot better. But it's not. I have not changed anything in. I've not changed any of my graphics settings yet, or any of my streaming settings. So yeah, I'm a little bit confused on that one. I'll probably have to do a bit of digging on doing some offline tests and just doing a bit of digging in Task Manager and stuff, and just seeing what it is that's causing it. Anyways, let's carry on getting set up here. So we'll jump over to our flypad over here, and we've got AREX installed as well. That just came out for the European version for Microsoft Flight Simulator. And look at Calvi at the moment. We might not be able to do the circle to land if this weather system kind of comes over this bay here. That's just where Calvi is, just around here. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong freaking island. Calvi's just over here, so if this weather system moves up, we might be a bit screwed, but yeah, I think we should be good. At the moment, we've got winds at 180 at 2 knots. So that's not ideal really for us. We wanted winds at 3.6. I did look at the TAF earlier on, and it did say winds were due to change. So we'll have to check that again while we're on the way. All right, cool. So let's get some fuel loaded in. Block fuel for this flight wants to be 4897. So we'll probably need to get a bit of defueling going on here. And I'm just going to actually pop this out like so. And just go and... How come I can't click that? There we go. Can't use the arrows either, that's weird. 4897 is the fuel we need. Let's press play, and that's going to then start the defueling. Ready to start? Defueling. Beautiful. Okay, great stuff. Payload doesn't work yet, and I think everything else we can leave as it is for now. We'll bring up our OFP just here, just so we've got it for reference. As you can see, my block fuel here, 4897. Okay, let's go to the MCDU. Let's first of all get our weather real quick. We'll need to initialize the flight plan in here as well. It's been a little while since I flew the A32NX, as you guys may be aware, so we there may be some teething issues here and there, but I think we should be good. All right, let's get a meta for those two, and then I'm actually clear out this one and get a TAF as well. We'll go for perf weight and balance. Let's just go for the weight and balance page. Sorry, the payload page, this one. Load payloads, and that's it. We don't need to do the fuel because we've already set that going. And let's go on back the MCDU menu, FMGC. Active nav database is it's just in date. Today's date is 21st. So we are still good for this flight. Let's go init and init request. Emergency exit signs should be auto and not armed, says Peter. Let's have a quick look. What did I actually put them on? I put them in, yeah, I put them in armed, didn't I, to get rid of the white light? But there isn't an auto position on the switch there. I don't know if that's a 320 Neo thing or not, or if it's just incorrect. I don't know if you can enlighten me on that one. Put your fags out and sit down. Nice little upgrade. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah, it runs so smooth when I'm not streaming. But yeah, I guess we've got to test things. Danny, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Nubix, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing good. Oh, I just said on. Right, got you. Yeah, it's in the armed position. Maybe I just, yeah. Probably just me using the wrong words while I'm trying to explain. Okay, right, so let's carry on then. We've got our init set up there. We've got the IRS, they've just aligned there as well. Okay, let's go and then go to our flight plan page. The departure we're using from Nice here today is the Sodra 6 Alpha from runway 04 right. If I can find that, there we go. And we'll insert that. Let's have a quick look, make sure that's all in correctly. So, plan modes. Wrong switch, there we go. So it's going to take us immediately out to the right and then down to the southeast. Rest of the flight plan looks decent. And then, yeah, so basically on this flight, it's such a short flight. We've just got one en route waypoint, which is Sodri, and then we'll be starting our arrival into Calvi. Okie doke. So we'll leave it at that for now. Let me just bring up my charts here. So I can double check everything. Yeah, so the departure looks all good to go. Okie dokie, and because this is a such short flight, and like I said, we've only got one en route waypoint, I'm actually going to put in our arrival now as well. So we'll set up for the Lock 18 and we'll do the Sodri to Lima arrival with no via. Insert that, and let's have a look, just make sure that looks all correct as well. Yeah, looks perfect, and yeah, I mean, I suppose depending on the weather, we're going to hope for the circle to land, or I might just make it so that the winds are good for that. Alright, so let's just have a quick look at our fueling situation. Still going. Half a minute left apparently. So that's good to go. So just checking our departure route here. It is an RNAV departure, so we're not really going to need any nav aids tuned. Our initial clearance is to flight level 70. That is set. Not sure why heading is selected there. Can't remember this stuff anymore. Haven't flown since December. Holy crap, Peter. That's insane, dude. Hopefully you get back at it sometime soon. Fingers crossed, dude. Fingers crossed. If I remember well, this is a tricky landing in Corsica. Yeah, it is pretty tricky, yeah. So if you want to land on runway 36, I believe the only real way to do it is to circle to land because of the terrain. And yeah, so as a result, you have a very sort of small area to kind of maneuver in. So yeah, it is pretty tricky. And last time we struggled a lot. I think I went around about 4 times before I managed to get it. And we eventually got it with the help of, I think there was Peter in the chat helping me out. And there was also, there was one other pilot in the chat as well. I can't remember what his name was right now. But yeah, there's a couple of 320 pilots in the chat actually trying to help me out, which is very good. But we got there in the end, and I have actually practiced this since then. So I feel like we'll probably be doing quite a bit better this time. Okie doke, so navrad page, we don't need to do anything. We'll go init and then init B. And let's just check our fuel has now come down. Yes, it has. Great stuff. So we'll turn the seatbelt signs on now. Get those on, and we shall bring in our weights here and our block fuel. I've already forgotten. It's basically 4.9 tons. So let's stick that in. If the runway length permits, you can land up to 50 knots tailwind, but in real life it won't make sense to do a circling to do a tailwind landing. Yeah, I guess, yeah, there would be no sense in it, would there, really? It's just putting yourself in a difficult scenario when I suppose there's no need. So, yeah, let's see how it works anyway. I think that I looked at the TAF earlier on, and the wind is set to change in Calvi, so we shall see. So we've got a slight tailwind for the en route wind here, so let's stick that in. That's all in there. Everything is looking good. Very, very short flight, as you can see. 23 minutes in the air. So yeah, it's going to be short and sweet, and it's going to be a lot of fun, I think. Flaps 1, and we'll flex to 66. All passengers are on board now. The transition altitude here is 5,000. And we'll calculate our V speeds at 2930 and 34. Okie dokie, great stuff. So still got cabin door open, and yeah, we'll get that closed in a second. But let's just have a quick look outside actually at the AREX ground services. So as you can see, we've got the Gate Gourmet, which is so what AREX does is it uses it's got like a pool of different textures that you can choose from, and I think models as well. I think this looks like a slightly different catering truck, for example. And then you've got Swissport on the baggage, Swissport on the is that ground power unit, and then on the tug as well. Yeah, you see, this is definitely a different model for the tug. And it basically uses, basically a pool of different models and textures that are specific to different locations in the world. So now I'm not sure how accurate it is, but I mean, Swissport probably makes sense for Nice. And then it basically changes the ground surfaces depending on where you are in the world, which is pretty cool. And I believe they've got some custom sounds as well. So I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to come in here. I'm just going to trigger some of the ground services so we can hear what happens. So let's hit catering, external power, and baggage. What is going on with this though? That's interesting. Yeah, so you can hear they definitely do have different sounds. I mean, they're quite quiet, but I don't know what is going on with this ground power unit here. It's kind of like a ghost ground power unit. It's just it's like a unmanned, it's like a drone type freaking GPU. Let's see if they've got any internal textures. Oh, there's a bit of a gap there. Oh no, we're good. But yeah, it's looking nice. I'm pretty impressed, actually. I'm impressed there's a custom tug as well. That is very cool. I wasn't expecting that, to be honest. So that's very cool. Very cool indeed. Let's get the passenger door closed now. We get the jetway retracted. So that is now closed. Is the jetway going away? Yes, it is. Goodbye, jetway. Okay, so we're pretty much good to go. We've done all the MCDU setup. Let's just do our above the line before start checklist. So cockpit prep is complete. Fuel message is not relevant. Gear pins and covers removed. Signs are on and auto. Adheres are to nav. Fuel quantity is 4.9 tons. Takeoff data is set and VREF is set 1018 both sides. Alright, so let's just do a quick departure briefing before we get underway here. So I'll just be 1 sec while I get the charts. Okay, so bringing up the fuzz pad. We are here at Nice. And yeah, so parked up at, I believe this is Terminal 2. It is indeed. That's the, that's actually the correct terminal that Air Corsica uses, I believe. So yeah, just trying for that realism. We are going to be going for 04 right as our takeoff runway. Now, I'm not sure how realistic that is. I know sometimes SimBrief chooses probably a runway that doesn't make sense for departures, but we're just going to go with it. It is the longer runway, so maybe, I don't know. I know a lot of airports, I believe, with this sort of design where they have 2 runways right next to each other and then the terminals on one side. I believe a lot of airports like this have the departure runway is generally the one that's closer to the terminal. I think that might be correct. Or I might have got that the wrong way around. But anyway, so we're going to push back facing south probably. We'll taxi down Charlie. And then I think the wisest thing to do would be going to Uniform and then Alpha and then come down Victor, Whiskey 3 and then onto runway 04 right. Coming out into the sea here, which is pretty cool. As you can see, we're parked here at stand... I think it said stand 40 center on the menu, but that doesn't look right. I think we're actually at 46 center, I think. Try to look for the sign in the airport, but I don't actually see it. Interesting. Anyway, that's a little bit of a moot point. Our departure is going to be off to the sort of northeast here, bearing right almost straight away, and then coming down to the southeast. Max 210 knots here at this waypoint, and then we're going to be breaking off for Sodra 6 Alpha, and then coming down here, minimum 6,000 feet here at Mike November 046, and then coming out to Omad, and then up to Sodri. Initial climb clearance, I actually read incorrectly, so it's actually flight level 100, so I'll adjust that, and then like I said, Sodri 6 Alpha, climb to 420 feet, turn right, track 138 to DME 8, November India Zulu, then to Mike November 044. I'm not actually sure what this K210 is. Is that just an alternate name for this? Yeah, Mike November 044, and then out to Mike November 046, above 6,000 feet, Omad Merlu Sodri. There we go. So, not too complex, and we should be good. I don't think we're going to have any issues hitting these minimums in the A320neo. So that is our departure, and then for our arrival into Calvi, we're basically going to be doing this arrival Sodra to Lima, and yeah, it brings us in from Sodri to Norca, and then basically straight in down towards the airport. And yeah, we're going to be hoping to do the circle to land for runway 36. So yeah, we're going to come in Sodri, Norca, and then down, and then we're basically going to follow the a different chart, which I'll show you in a second. But coming in here, we don't have too many restrictions to worry about. We've got yeah, we don't really have any restrictions. Everything here that's noted is really just for these holdings, which we're not going to be doing. We're not flying on VATSIM today, but yeah, we're still going to be treating it as such. So I'm going to pin that for me as well. And then the taxi, we'll look at the approach chart first. I have got that somewhere. So now I believe this approach chart, I did actually just take this from a video I saw on YouTube, a Captain Joe video. And oh, 04 right is the one for takeoff. Great stuff, Peter. Thank you very much. Appreciate that insight. That's amazing. Thank you very much, dude. What's this called, mate? Mariner, it's called AREX Europe. Alpha Romeo Echo X-Ray Europe. It's made by Latin VFR. You're the only one that takes time to explain these details. Thank you. Absolute pleasure, Jeff. No worries at all, man. Alright, so yeah, I'm going to do this approach briefing whilst we are here because, like I say, it's a very short flight. So I just want to get a little bit ahead of the curve. So, as we come in from the approach chart, well, from the approach here, we're basically going to have the localizer tune for runway 18. And from there, we are going to basically just follow the localizer down to 4.2 DME. As you can see depicted here, we're going to take a right turn to 190 heading, and basically going to be heading out this way. So we want to be looking for, there's a quarry just located down here, and we're basically going to be looking to try and get ourselves in line with the quarry. We're basically going to be following this track 190 out. We're going to be getting configured to landing speeds by the time we reach a beam runway 36 for the threshold. So we need to be fully configured at that point. We're going to start our descent at beam the threshold, and then we're going to start the turn when we're beam the quarry. So once we're flying over the quarry, we want to turn in, and we can expect to hear the 500-foot call out on the radio altimeter as we come out of the turn, basically. However, one thing to bear in mind is we are going to be flying over some terrain here, which is then going to drop away. So as we make this turn and we start descending, we will hear some radio altimeter call outs as we make this left turn. We'll hear sort of probably like 300, 200 as we make this turn, and then it will stop, and then we'll probably hear 500 again as we start to straighten out. And then we'll be looking for, obviously, the runway. We'll be looking to get lined up on the center line as we hear 500, and looking for the pappies. Now, I actually got the I got the, I think it's called, I put it in the description of the post. I think it's called the, what is it, VREF Simulations? I can't remember, but I downloaded a payware version of Calvi this time. So it does have the pappy as in real life, so we can use that as an aid coming in. And yeah, just generally the whole airport is so much better. Calvi is a very, very poorly done airport in the default sim. So that's it, that's our arrival, and then we are going to be taxiing in. It's a very small airport, so we don't need to worry too much about that. Yeah, basically just going to be coming in 3-6, and then we'll have to turn around at the end of the runway and then come back up and then come onto Bravo and just park down up at the main terminal here. And that's it. That's it. So that approach chart there, let me just show you one more time here. That approach chart, now it's not a Jeppesen chart as on Navigraph here. There isn't actually a Jeppesen chart for it, so I assume this chart is either an airline specific one, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but I trust Captain Joe's videos, so alright. You don't go fully configured until turning base normally. Disregard, I see it in the approach plate. Yeah, need fully configured. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if it's just specific to this approach. Probably is. And again, like I say, this may be a company specific chart. That's the whole part. That's the whole of the chart that it gives really on the video. So it's a good guide though. I have practiced using this, and it does definitely. It is a lot easier than just trying to do it as per a normal circle to land. So yeah, I don't know if it's specific to an airline to get configured at that point, or this airport, or what. Anyway, let's let's get going, guys. Let's get going. The passengers are probably going to be getting a little bit antsy now. We've got 2 minutes until departure. Let's get our APU fired up, and we shall also get the fuel pumps on. Alright, let's do our before start checklist. So, windows and doors are indeed closed. Definitely closed. Doors, we were messing around with stuff earlier on, so let me just check that they are actually closed. Yes, they are. Slides are armed as well. Thrust levers are idle. Parking brake is currently on. And that's the before start checklist completed. Okay, so let's get a tug on the way. Hello? There's a tug gone. Oh, it's right there. You can hardly even see it because of the new model. There should be also new models for this stuff as well that's driving around here, which is quite cool. Alright, APU is available. Let's get the APU bleed on. We can turn the external power off, and just making sure power transfer has happened. You did just hear it do a clonk there, but as you can see, the APU generator is feeding both the AC buses now, so that's looking good. Alright, let's go ahead and get pushed back. We are right on time here, just less than 1 minute to go. Told Talk about on time or what? Alright, so we're going to get pushed back facing to the north here. So we're going to push back. Oh, there we go. There's the stand. 4-6 center. Okie dokie. Let's get the engine 2 started up. Look at that tug. That looks cool, that. Alright. Let me just pause the music here. I love the sounds now in the A320. It sounds ridiculously cool. They've changed a lot of the engine sounds as well, by the sound of things. It's specific for company, I think. Looks like a Lido plate. We use the same company. Got you. Yeah, I thought it looked familiar. I have seen quite a few like that, but I'm just mainly using Jefferson, so I'm not that familiar with all the other ones. But nice. Good to know. Good to know. When looking for flaps, brakes, etc., use the eCam screen. Memo, not actual handbrake handle, as they're not connected to anything. And doesn't mean onboard handle is selected on. Oh, right, okay. Oh, that's amazing. That's really, really cool little tidbit of information there that I had no idea about. That's amazing. Guys, so if you're watching on another YouTube, well, if you're watching on another channel, if you're watching on Twitch, if you're watching on YouTube, that's one good engine start, by the way. We've got a 320 pilot in the chat on Facebook, just dropping some really, really cool little bits of information there. Alright, so let's get that parking brake set. Parking brake is set there. Let's get the tug sent on his way. And we are looking good. Did I go to flight school? All this boggles my mind. Yeah, it is a lot to get your head around to begin with, definitely. But no, I haven't been to flight school at all. I just learned all this from, well, during lockdown, really. I learned it all just at home using Flight Sim. There's no physical connection between them. It's just a switch. Ah, got you. Okay. Got you. Nice one. Appreciate that, Peter. So I guess it's I mean, I'm not that well versed in, you know, the technicalities of some of these switches, actually. Obviously, I mean, I know quite a bit about the fly-by-wire system, but I didn't realize that about these switches in the middle here. That's really cool. So this is like I guess it's like an electrical switch, like an on-off, and it just basically sends a signal. I guess that's what it does, right? I'm doing well. Ah, thank you. Good to know. Good to know. Okie dokie. So let's just go nip B here, and I'm gonna set the trim real quick. Something I nearly always forget in the Airbus. Okay, doke. So after start checklist, anti-ice is we're gonna leave that off. Temperatures are above 15. Although there is a lot of clouds up there. Maybe we go engine anti-ice only. Get the APU off as well. Ecam status is checked and okay. Pitch trim is set to 30 units. Or, well, 30 CG, and the rudder trim is 0. Okay, great stuff. After start checklist is completed. We'll do our before takeoff above the line checklist here before we get underway, because you can't do the flight controls check whilst we're moving. So we'll go to flight controls, and we'll do that first of all. Full left, full right and neutral on the ailerons, full up, full down, and neutral on the elevator, full left, full right on the rudder, and neutral. Okay. So, before takeoff, above the line, flight controls are checked, flight instruments. In fact, we can't complete this checklist yet because the ECAM memo, actually we can, my bad. So let's set flaps to 1. The spoilers. Engine mode selector in normal. Let's just bring the cabin. And we shall test the takeoff config. There we go. Okay, so we can do this checklist. So flight controls are checked, flight instruments are checked, briefing is confirmed, flap setting is 1+F, V speeds are, if I can remember them here, 29, 30 and 34. Flex temp is 66. Transponder we can also now set. And then ECAM memo is takeoff no blue. Alright, let's do it. Let's release the parking brake and we'll get underway. Engine anti-ice on when temperature is 10 degrees or lower. Yeah, I thought it was that. We'll get our taxi lights on as well. Alright, let's see if I can remember my taxi clearance that I gave myself. Look at this building, how it's got a interior as well. That's very cool. Predictive wind shear is still off. Yeah, I usually turn that on as I get rolling. Maybe that's not the right way to do it. But it was my understanding that was part of the radar system, so you weren't supposed to turn that on when you were close to the terminal. Alright, so let's take a right here on to uniform. Now, fun fact, just looking at the charts here, I believe this taxiway we're on at the moment is actually an old runway, I believe. Alright, let's get the predictive wind shear on and the weather radar. There we go. Okay, so takeoff runway is 04 right. Cabin crew are advised. Engine mode selector is normal. TCAS is TARA. Packs are on. Before takeoff checklist is complete. Alright guys, let's do it. Alright, so we're about to cross a runway. Let's get the strobe lights on. Looks clear. Oh, bit of extra rudder in there by accident. And we can turn those strobe lights off now. Alright, great stuff. Somehow I managed to remember all my my taxi clearance here. Alright. Pretend I've got our takeoff clearance. Let's get the strobe lights and the landing lights on. Okie dokie. Alright, we've done our before takeoff checklist. The cabin crew is advised, so let's get underway. Alright, beautiful stuff. So throttle's up to about 50%, holding on the toe brakes. Stabilize, let's go up to flex, side stick half forward, toe brakes. I forgot I was holding the toe brakes there. Whoa! What in the world just happened there? B1 and rotate. Gear up. Alright, so I'm just following the flight director for this turn here. That's acceleration altitude, so thrust levers into climb detent and lowering the nose. Alright, just going to stick the autopilot in there. We've cleared ourselves up to a flight level, so I'm actually going to go standard pressure here as well. And we are approaching the S speeds, so flaps can now come up to 0, and I'm actually going to clear myself up to flight level 140, which is our cruise altitude flight level 190, which is our cruising altitude for today. Okay, let's disarm the ground spoilers, and we'll do our climb checklist. So landing gear is up, flaps are retracted, packs are on, RF is set to standard. There we go, beautiful. And we're on our way. I wonder if it was that airport with the stuttering. This seems much smoother now. Absolute butter. Yeah, it seems a bit smooth. There's still a bit of stuttering, but can't really complain. Alright. Radar and wind shear, etc. will be switched on. My pilot monitoring when doing that part of the checklist is memory. Ah, okay, got you. Got you. Good call. Yeah, thank you, Peter. Appreciate the insight. Alright, catch up with some notifications anyway whilst we're on the climb out here. So, Cochise, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Ramsey, dude, thank you very much. So generous as always. 500 stars. Thank you very much, dude. Absolute legend. Thank you. Gene, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well and having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. Andy, I hope you're doing well. Welcome. KM Roberts, welcome. I hope you're doing well. Franco, thank you very much for the follow. And Alvin, I hope you are also doing very, very well. Having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. Knock G, welcome to the chat over on Twitch. I hope you're doing well, brother. Good to see you. How's the flight? Yeah, it's great. Thank you very much, dude. Thank you. All right, just passing through 10,000 feet. Let's get our nose lights and our landing lights off. We've got anti-ice detected apparently. Let's just turn these on then and clear those messages. That's probably just a Microsoft Flight Simulator thing. Let's turn the seatbelt signs off as well. And we are accelerating out to 290 knots now. Oh, it's very cloudy. I don't know what it's going to be like in Corsica. Hopefully it's not too bad. Yeah, the flight's going well, Knock G. Thank you very much for asking, man. Yeah, it's going really nice. Really nice. Only just taken off actually, to be fair. Oh, we've got severe ice detected. Wing anti-ice on and engine mode selected to continuous. Sorry, ignition / start. That is continuous, isn't it? Alright, forgot to lock the cockpit door. Oopsies. Wait, does that switch not work anymore? Oh, I was pressing it the wrong way. Alright, cool. We've got a nice amount of just redness as we go into these clouds here, and the icing is just ridiculous. Dear oh dear. I really, really hope they sort the icing out soon in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's just ridiculous. It is just terrible. Alright, so I'm going to do a quick calculation to work out our top of descent here. So climbing up to 190, so let's do 190 times 3 plus 10. So we're going to need about 67 track miles to descend. Probably going to be a bit less than that because we do have to level off 1,700 feet for the circle to land. So I'm actually just going to reduce that. So we'll go 17 times 3. So I need about 61 track miles for our descent. So we've got about 30 miles to go until we start our descent. You won't normally put.
Let's get
Whoa!
you flying, Bobby.
Holy crap, mate! Jeez Louise! Oh my god, dude! Coming in with 100 pounds, dude! You are. Oh my god! You're too generous, Mike. Wow, that is incredibly kind of you. Thank you very much, man. Woo. Dude, Mike, I need to put your name on the stream somewhere, don't I? Thank you, Mike, for your donation. Mike is given a collective total of, I think at least £300 now to the stream, guys. So let's have some big love for Mike in the chat. Thank you very much, dude. You're an absolute legend. So generous. Nathan, thank you very much for the follow also. Absolute legend. Thank you very much. Thanks again, Mike. Holy crap. You don't normally put ignition on for icing, normally only heavy turbulence and heavy rain. Yeah, I have heard that actually from another pilot, but I don't know whether it's just the 320 Neo or what, but basically it brings up an ECAM if you have ignition to normal. So it's not, obviously it's not coming up now while I'm showing you, of course, but when it pops up, it advises you to put the wing anti-ice on and continuous ignition. So yeah, I was just clearing that off essentially. I don't know if it's, like I say, it might be a Neo thing, I'm not entirely sure. Alright, let's go back here, and do you know what I never did is I never actually looked at our I never looked at our weather. So let's just request that again real quick. We have got the messages here, so let's just check the TAF. So see, I did think the weather is the wind was due to change sometime between 9 o'clock today and 9 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, that has changed then. So, yeah, it might we might not be able to get this this runway. Let's see what the METAR says anyway. So winds are variable between 040 and 130. So yeah, we might be able to just... I'm reading the wrong one. Winds are 360 at 4 knots. Okay, so that's actually perfect. Let's print that out. I'm all flustered thanks to Mike. Absolute legend. Let me just keep an eye on my track mileage here. Yes, we don't want to miss our top of descent. Let's collect the paper and come down. Alright, so let's put in our approach data. So the QNH is 1017, the temperature is 15 degrees, winds are 360 at 4 knots, and the transition, I believe, is 5,000, much like France. It is indeed. And then the minimums for this approach is 1,700 feet. As it is circle time, we need to be visual by the time we start the procedure. That's that, and there we go. We are right in the clouds currently, but we are about to start our descent, so that doesn't really matter too much. Okie dokie, so 67 miles to go. I'm gonna actually just set this down right now, because I'm going to ping it in a second. Alright, I am actually going to start the descent at 65. There we go. So let's start that. We'll set our auto brakes to medium for this approach. Oh, my knob's not working. That's unfortunate. Hang on. That's the wrong one. There we go. I've got a video coming on this in a few days, so keep your eye out for the auto brake one. There we go. That should go to medium now. There we go. Beautiful. I managed to set my TCA add-on up with the correct buttons for the auto brake, which is fantastic. Okie doke. So we're on our way down, and we're looking good. Did I throw away my METAR? I did not mean to do that. Let's print out again. I'm wasting all the virtual paper here. James, Cottam even, how you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the chat. Good to see you, man. Does the tailwind affect the top of climb and the descent rate? Yes, it will do, yeah. Yeah, usually I believe you would add 1 mile per 10 knots of tailwind. So we've got about 10 knot tailwind at the moment. So you would add 1 mile to the calculation. I believe, I don't often take that into account, to be honest. Just because I don't know, I just forget to add it in. But yes, it will affect it, and I believe that's the rule of thumb, 1 mile per 10 knots of tailwind. So we should be fine on this instance, because I did start the descent a touch earlier. Must be a game issue. Yeah, with the icing in Microsoft Flight Simulator, Peter, it's just I don't know how to describe it. It's just not right. So yeah, it's probably something to do with the sim. Like, as you can see, this icing here. Have you ever seen this kind of icing on an aircraft that's been flying through the sky? Yeah. Okay, dokie. Felix, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Do I have anti-ice on? Of course I do, yeah. It's just Microsoft Flight Simulator being Microsoft Flight Simulator. Alright, approaching 10,000 feet. Let's get our landing lights on. And our nose lights. Well, very nice weather. Yes, it is indeed. I'm really hoping we break through these clouds at some point soon. It looks like we're flying down right on the edge of this sort of heavy cloud here, which is not that great actually, because it seems to be more over where we're landing. Just played a new Enlisted right now in open beta by Kajin, and I really like that game. I've never heard of it, dude. Never heard of it. What kind of game is it? Yeah, so I mean, according to this, we have no clouds, but this is probably wrong. Let's face it. I don't know how often it updates. Well, I hope we break through these clouds. This is going to be very unfortunate if not. Because we wanted to do a freaking visual approach. God damn it. Hey David, thank you very much for the 145 stars, dude. Much appreciated. As always, thank you very much for your very generous support. Absolute legend. Thank you very much, man. Linda, thank you very much for the follow, as well as John. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, I can see the sea. Oh, it's beautiful. Hopefully we can make it below this ceiling. So on here it says the ceiling is, what, 6,400 feet? Oh, we hit a decel point, so it's slowing down to a green dot speed now. Alright, let's make sure the ILS is tuned, or the localizer rather. It's no ILS here at Calvi. Let's go 109.5. Probably a bit far out for that yet, but let's turn that off in fact. What's happened to the path here? It seems to have like gone like halfway in between the waypoint and this line. I'm not sure what this line is supposed to be. Interesting. All right. Oh, I think I can see some. I can see the sea coming into view. I can't see the actual island yet. I may just make these clouds go away if we can't get visual, because I kind of just want to do the circle to land, to be honest. Right. Get the seatbelt signs on now. Alright, approach checklist. Briefing is, is confirmed. ECAM status is checked. Landing distance is approximately 10 miles. Seatbelts are on. VREF, we can probably now set. Oops. Set to 1017. Minimums are set to 1,700 feet, and engine mode selector is normal. Okay, beautiful. We can actually see the island. That's great. The airport is somewhere down here. Butter it in poor weather. We'll see, we'll see. This is a very, very tough approach, so I don't know whether we're going to be able to butter it or not, because it's a short runway and it's a very, very, it's just a difficult approach. I have a question. Do you have a water boiler? I don't know where this comes from. I don't know where that comes from either. Why are my passengers so unsatisfied? 59%. What? Passengers are thirsty. Dear oh dear. Should have brought a drink on the plane. You know what I mean? Use some sense. Look at this weather. You can, we are visual though, we can see the actual runway, it's right there. Hopefully we can stay visual as we get closer. The water boiler for tea? As in the drink tea? You mean like a kettle? Okay, we can probably turn off the anti-ice now, to be fair. This overhead panel, that looks so nice. This like kind of glowing effect around the lines. Very impressive. Alright, I'm going to put the terrain radar on for my screen. We'll leave the weather radar on that side. And we can turn on the landing system now. Okie dokie. Let's go for flaps 1. We have company message showing. Let me just clear that real quick. Alright, let's hit localizer. Probably should have hit that a little bit earlier there, but never mind.
2,500.
Wow, the weather is really in there. This is going to be tough. I don't know if we're going to be able to stay visual there or not. We are currently though, so I might just wing it. I might just wing it. Alright guys, I'm going to be focusing up now, so I'll catch up with the chat as we get a bit closer here. Okay, flaps 2. We've got alt capture, and we do need to start our right turn. Probably should have started it about half a mile ago, to be quite honest. But I think we should still be okay. We've got minimum plenty of time here. So we're going to turn to 195 because we were a touch late there on the turn. So we've got minimums and we are continuing. we can see the runway still, although this cloud does look like it gets a lot thicker over there. This is not ideal. Let's go flaps 3. Chat wants me to wing it. Okay. I think this is the quarry just coming up here. Yep, that's the quarry that we need to do the turn over. And let's go for flaps full and gear down. We'll arm the spoilers and we're just going to ping the cabin.
Minimum.
Alright, so I'm just going to sit over here for a few seconds just until we get a beam at the runway here, and then we're going to start our turn. I think we should be heading towards the quarry. We are. There we go. So let's start the timer here. Disengage the autopilot and we're going to start our descent. I'm going to just turn the flight directors off on both sides. And after about 20 seconds, or when we get above the quarry here, we're going to start a left turn. Okay, let's do it. I'm going to go for about 20 degrees of bank.
$500.
Making sure we keep that descent coming.
$400. $400.
Can see the runway there.
$500.
Can just, we're a bit tight here, so I'm going to start straightening up. We are on the glide slope though, so we're looking good. Oh, I think I've just done this perfectly. I've overshot it a little bit.
300.
A little bit high.
200.
Making sure I don't descend up too quick here. Just a little bit high, bit too high now, but I'm still
100.
going for it.
50, 40, 30, 20.
Flaring early.
10, 5.
Full reverse. Decel. Spoilers are deployed. Woo hoo hoo. There we go, and to manual braking. Woof! Holy. I panicked a little bit then when I had the 4 whites. That wasn't too bad though. I was a little bit off centre line on touchdown, but I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. Alright, let's get the flaps up. Spoilers disarmed. Stop the chrono now. Oof. I'm glad you enjoyed it, guys. Thank you very much for the kind words. I don't know what the landing rate was. What was the landing rate? Was it 174 feet per minute? Self-loading cargo seems to think it was a bit firmer than that, but Oof. Yeah, it's a difficult one to butter that because obviously you don't want to be floating down the runway for too long. This is a very short runway, as you just saw there. Alright, Sim Toolkit says 283, self-loaded cargo says 317, the other thing said 174, so I'm going to go with 174. Oh dear. You don't want to float, you don't want to butter it though on a runway this short, let's be honest. It's just dangerous. Alright. Let's throw this away. Reset the rudder trim. And we could turn our TCAS off, as well as our predictive wind shear and our radar. Alright, so after landing checklist, I didn't do the landing checklist. Completely forgot about that. I was so preoccupied with the maneuver. Flaps retracted, spoilers disarmed, APU we can also turn on now. Let's just do that real quick. 1, 2. Radar is off, predictive wind shear is off, and that is the after landing checklist complete. Wait, it said 1,750 feet on screen. What the heck? That was definitely not the not the landing rate. That was definitely not. It was definitely not over 1,000 feet per minute. Have I missed the turning? No, I haven't. Okay. Look at this though. Super, super nice setting here in Corsica. Absolutely insane scenery. Absolutely fantastic landing, says Eves. Thank you very much, dude. I will take that. Thank you very much. Alright, so this is it's VREF Simulations, that's it. Let's get the strobe lights and the landing lights off. VREF Simulations, Corsica, not Corsica, Calvi, which is looking pretty cool, I have to say. I'm actually going to just go for this gate right here. Why not? Well, I say gate, it's just a stand really, isn't it? Looking very nice though, this scenery. Oh, a bit heavy on the brakes there. Turn those nose lights off. Okay, there we go. Parking brake is set. APU bleed can come on now. Get the external power on as well, and we'll shut down both engines. Let's just hit continue. Okay, so this is not a jetway here. What we'll probably have to do is we'll probably have to just keep the door permanently open. But let's see what happens.
Cabin crew, the aircraft is secure. Please open doors. Thank you.
Are the ground services working? Oh, they are. Yeah, they are here. Is this guy actually going to come and let the passengers off? We turn the beacon light off now as well. Hello? Hello? What is going on? Why are these all greyed out? It looks like something is happening now. What if I do this? Does that work? Right, there we go. Okay. We'll get the passengers deboarding. Yeah, so as you see, firm landing. 0.95G though, I'm not sure if that actually records correctly, to be quite honest. But yeah, I mean, end of the day, you don't want to be floating down the runway when it's that short. I think the approach was pretty solid. It's just, I think the descent rate, I just didn't keep, it wasn't consistent enough. Just as I came out of that turn there. So what it meant was that I had to overcompensate on short final, and yeah, basically ended up meaning that that was coming down quite hard. So it was quite difficult. I probably should have maybe even flared a bit earlier than what I did, maybe. But it wasn't bad. I mean, bottom line is, you know, it was more or less in the touchdown zone, maybe a bit late. Pretty much on the center line. We had the right heading, so yeah, pretty good. Give a look here on the fuzz pad. You can see the landing details here. So we were going for runway 36. The heading was bang on. The centerline deviation was 7 feet. Vertical speed 283 feet per minute with 1.3 Gs. So definitely wasn't an absolute buttery landing, but I mean, other than the actual vertical speed, it was pretty damn good. We had a little bit of roll that I probably could have taken off a bit more. But other than that, I mean, I'm pretty happy with that. The approach is very difficult, so I'm just really happy that I got that turn lined up so nicely. Okie doke, so we've got the passengers disembarking, and we'll bring up the report on self-loading cargo in a second here. Let's just do our parking checklist though. So, parking checklist, APU bleed is on, engines are off, seatbelts are off, external lights as required, parking brake and chocks are on, and that is parking checklist completed. Okie dokie, so we're going to be... That's not safe. It looks like we have the same ground services here as we did in Nice. We've got the Swissport and Gate Gourmet for the ground services on AREX. Okie dokie. Let's see our reports. There we go. Look at that. A+. Even though we had a firm landing, we've still got an A+. So I'll take it. I mean, passenger rating 54%. I'm not sure why it was so low, but other than that, yeah, pretty happy with that. Beautiful. Okie dokie. So let's now get another flight set up. We're going to fly from Corsica. We're going to fly back from here to Nice. So before we do that, I do want to have a quick look around this airport. This is a brand new payware scenery for me, so I'm interested to have a look. You've got this nice PBR materials on the roof here. You can see the reflections of those lights. I'm not sure where those lights are actually coming from, but are they under here? I'm not sure. Anyway, that looks nice. We've got the arrivals here. Is there an inside? There isn't. But yeah, I mean, it's quite a simple terminal, isn't it? It looks quite simple, but I mean, it's a small airport. What do you expect? Lots of nice ground clutter down here, which is looking good. Looks like they've done a few buildings over here as well. VREF car. What else have we got? Got a little bit of a landside done here. They've obviously put some attention into this car park. Looking pretty nice. And then it looks like we've got like a sort of GA private terminal over here. Pretty cool. And that's it, really. It's very simple. Let's go have a quick look at the tower. I'll call the ground services to park down here. That's where they wanted me to park. There's look. I think Air Corsica, they usually fly the ATR into this airport here. And yeah, looking forward to seeing Microsoft Flight Sim release the ATR. That's going to be very nice. Looking forward to flying that into here. Alright, so here's the tower. Pretty cool model done on the building here. And yeah, let's have a quick look. It looks like there's an interior. There is. Looks good. There is no interior glass though, unfortunately. And you know what? I did forget. Oh look, it's got it's got a YouTube channel open here on the on the laptop. I feel like they shouldn't be looking at YouTube whilst they're doing air traffic control, but hey ho. You know what I did forget to do is I forgot to actually record the landing so we can watch it back, which is unfortunate, but so that's it for this airport. As you can see, what we did is we flew in from that direction, coming in on the localizer for this runway, and then we broke off to the right, coming out across over this mountain here, just over this lower part here, and then down and along, and then we took the left turn at the quarry. You can't quite see from here. Let's see. Can't quite see the quarry. I imagine I think it's somewhere in this vicinity here. Actually, I think maybe around there, I think. And then we started doing that right turn, and as you can see, you don't have much room at all. Take the right turn, just skimming over this mountain here, and then coming in and then down onto the runway. So yeah, it's not an easy one, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. I did it first time this time, actually. I think many other times last time we tried it, we completely failed many times, so yeah, I'm pretty pleased. Alright. Let's see. Somebody asked. Let me just see if I can catch up with the messages here. Mike says, "Yeah, they always want food and drink. Yeah, they do, don't they? They're extremely, yeah, they're just never happy." Felix says, "Sorry for my English is not that good." Yeah, it's okay, dude. No worries at all. I think I understood what you meant. Can't someone create an add-on that keeps the passengers happy? So an add-on for an add-on. Yeah, no, I think it's the logic in self-loading cargo. I think that's probably going to be improved in the next update, but we'll see. Why don't you see other messages in chat, Felix? That's because a lot of the chat is actually happening over on the stream on Facebook. We tend to have we have a bit of a bigger community on Facebook actually than we do on Twitch. So yeah, if you head over there, you should be able to see. Otherwise, you should be able to see the chat in the bottom right of the screen usually. Dylan, welcome to the chat, brother. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. I hope you are keeping good. It's been a little while. Ethan, thank you very much for the follow over on Twitch. Much appreciated. Bank angle pull up. yeah, pretty heavy banking going on there. Tanner and Mohammed, thank you very much for the follows as well. And apologies, I can't quite read that other name, but I thank you nevertheless. Appreciate that. Corey, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well and having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. We'll be taking off shortly 300. Can I fly to Oslo from Nice? Potentially, yeah, in the future. We're actually just going to do the return leg of this journey now. Why am I rolling? What do you mean by that? We were landed, so we're just turning around. When you stop, check the suspension. Yeah. I mean, it looks like it's good. It looks like it's okay. Deepa, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to yourself. To the chat from India. Hope you're doing well. Which country am I in? I am based in the UK. Okie dokie, right then. So let's get things set up for our next flight. So, I really wish I'd recorded that. I'm a bit gutted actually. So I'm just going to do a quick flight plan on SimBrief here and then we can get underway. CCM is the icon. Okay, so we're going to be CCM or Air Corsica 331. We're departing from where we are currently, which is Lima Foxtrot Kilo Charlie, and then we're going back to I always forget the ICAO for Nice LFMN. Okay, so it's just, that's a strange it's just giving me literally on SimBrief, it's just giving me Merlu, no arrivals, nothing. We'll just do the reverse route of what we just did. We'll just go Sodri and then Sodri 7 Romeo, I think. We'll go for 04 left. Peter must have left before the landing. Yeah, potentially, I don't know. I haven't seen him in the chat since we were on the descent. Really not understand what I'm saying. No worries, dudes. Hello, we are the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Well, welcome to the chat, dude. I hope you're doing well. Alright, let's get started up anyway. So, it looks like my frame rate has improved somewhat. It doesn't look like it's stuttering as much now. It must have been that airport that we were at. Maybe it's something to do with that. It seems very smooth here. Well, smooth enough. What I might just do then is, because I was tinkering about with my graphics settings, I do just want to pump a few of them up because I've got that new processor now. So, Right, okay, let's see what happens here. Watch my computer blow up now. No, it still seems good. Yeah, lost a few frames there, but hang on, let me just try that again. Maybe we don't need clouds on Ultra. I think clouds take a lot of processing power, to my knowledge. No, it seems about the same. That's interesting. Honestly, I don't actually see that much difference. I might just tinker with that off stream. Hasn't changed my frame rate at all. Anyway, let's just get underway because all of these keep resetting every time I do something. Right, so let's go ATSU and AOC in it, and we'll bring our data in from SimBrief. So we've got Lima Foxtrot Kilo Charlie to Lima Foxtrot Mike November, and that's good. We shall go for our payload. We'll load that in, and we can also start a new flight on SimBrief real quick. We're going to start the boarding now, and yeah, that's it. We'll go to our fly pad here, and we shall get our fuel sorted. So we need 4844. So our block fuel is more or less bang on, so we don't actually need to do a refuel here. We're going to just leave that as it is. So at least let's leave that as it is. That's init request. Let's put the seatbelt signs on. Cruising flight level is 160. Let's check our flight plan. So, SimBrief didn't give us a departure from where we are. Now, let's have a quick look, because I'm interested to see what the departures are like from this airport, to be honest. So we're going out to Sodri. So yeah, Sodri does have a departure, but it actually goes on to Tortu following that. So yeah, maybe we don't need to do a departure, I suppose. Just go direct Sodri. Initial climb clearance is by ATC, and we've got no ATC online. So we're just going to clear ourselves up to 160. Let's set that. Alright, let's set the flight directors to on. We'll set these to managed. What we'll do is we'll set runway heading for the takeoff. So we're going to be taking off on runway 18. Because I believe you can't, you're not actually allowed to take off on runway 36 at this airport because of the terrain. So we'll set runway heading here to 177, and yeah, if you took off on this runway, you can't really see it because of the rain, but this whole area is surrounded by mountains going all the way around here. Okay, cool. And our arrival is going to be Sodri 7 Romeo. So I'm actually going to set that now, like I said for the last one, because it is such a short flight, and we're going for 04 left. And the transition we shall just have a look at. I'm just doing this on my second screen here, and we'll do a briefing once I've got it all set up, guys. Alright, so we want the Neras transition, or Neras via. Let's insert. Alright, let's see how that looks on the screens here. So let's go plan mode, and yeah, basically just going to go direct out to Sodri. We'll carry on runway heading until we reach about, well, acceleration altitude roughly, and then we'll go on to nav mode. But yeah, that looks perfect. Everything is looking good there. Let's go to, we don't need anything radnav in it. B is the next port of call, so we'll go there, and then the block fuel we're going to be using is 4.1 tons. Oh, actually, oh, I was reading the wrong thing. Okay, so we do need to top up on a little bit of fuel here. So we need 4844. And to be honest, yeah, let's do that. Let's turn the seatbelt signs off temporarily, and we'll just pop this out. And we need 4844. So let's just top that up. Should only take 1 minute according to this, so that's fine. Put this back on arc mode. Alright, and we're pretty much there. Let's just put in our trip wind. So that's going to be a slight headwind of just 1 knot. It's very, very light winds today. That's looking good. Alright, great stuff. Our fuel I didn't put in, which is 4.8, and we'll set our trim as well to 30.2, so about there should do it. And we'll go to our perf page. We're going to go for the same setup, flaps 1, 66 flex, transition is 5,000, and the V-speeds are actually going to be exactly the same, so that's fine. Let's check the refueling. Yeah, it's still going on. So, okay. Let's do our before start checklist above the line. So cockpit prep is complete. Gear pins and covers are removed. Signs are on and auto. Well, they will be in a sec. In fact, we can't complete this checklist yet because we haven't completed the fueling. So fueling is now complete. So let's get the seatbelts on. Alright, so signs are on and auto. Ideas are to nav. Fuel quantity is 4.8 tons. Takeoff data is set, and bar ref is set 1017 on both sides. Okay. Great stuff. So let's do a quick departure briefing. Bring up the bus pad. Alright, so this is our routing. As you can see here, it's very, very short, very, very simple. We're currently at Calvi, Sainte-Catherine. We're going to be departing on runway heading, and then once we reach about 1,000 feet or so, we will continue on nav mode out direct to Sodri. Then from Sodri, we are going to be starting our arrival into Nice, basically. So let me just bring back up the charts here. So as you guys just saw here at Calvi, it's very, very straightforward. We're basically just going to be taxiing back out onto the runway, all the way up to the end here. We're going to turn around and take off on runway 18. Runway heading is 177 degrees, and we are going to be following that for a few miles following departure. as you can see here, you can actually take off from runway 36, but you need much lower visibility. Sorry, the visibility is much more restricted. And then night operations are not applicable at this airport, which is not an issue for us. Ceiling is above 1,500, so fine with that. Right, so that's it. Pretty simple departure, and then our arrival into Nice is going to be on this arrival, the Sodri 7 Romeo. We're going to follow down here. We need to be a minimum of 4,000 feet by Neras, which shouldn't be a big issue, and then we are going to be transitioning on to the approach for the ILS. So we're going to go for 04 left. Now I can't remember which VIA we chose here. Let me just remind myself. So Neras, it was Neras the VIA we chose, wasn't it? There is actually a visual for this one, which we did the other day, so we could potentially just do the visual. Let's have a look. Alright, let's check what the weather's like and see if we can potentially do the visual. Of course, we could just do the visual, because the visual, you know, it's always fun. It's always fun doing a visual. We want the VOR alpha arrival, don't we? So let's just check the weather real quick. So we need a 2,000 foot ceiling, and it looks like we've got clouds at 1,700 feet. So we've got quite a low ceiling, so we won't actually be able to do the visual regardless. So we'll just be doing the ILS approach. So we'll jump back over to the fuzz pad, and yeah, so basically we're going to be coming in to Neras, and I'm not sure where it wants me to go here. Let's see. So I guess we're just going direct Neras to Lempu, which is kind of from this way, and then in, not using any of these initial approach charts. I guess they're more for approaches from the north and the west. So we'll just do that, that's fine, and then when we arrive we'll basically just taxi off. We'll probably leave at Echo Golf here, come back down uniform, and then let's maybe take a right onto Tango Delta Sierra Charlie, and then we'll park up at the same stand we started at, which is 48 Centre, I believe it was, right here, or 46 Centre, I can't remember which one of those two, and that's it. So that's our briefing. So let's get ready to start the engines then. All right. Where do I look for the transition? The transition should be on your flight plan. Or sometimes if it's just a VIA that you're using, you'll have to just look through the charts, look through the various charts and just see if you can find it. But usually if it's a transition, it should say it on your flight plan as next to your arrival. So it'll say your arrival and then a dot and then the transition name. My professional pilot, I'm not, no, unfortunately. Check with ground radio. We don't have ATC online at the moment, so can't do that, unfortunately. And to be honest, I avoid using in-game ATC at all costs. It's the landing, have a look at the video. Yeah, if you go on YouTube, Ramsey, you can actually rewind the live video, so you should be able to see it there. You can never find it on the charts. Well, it's just a case of sometimes you just have to look through them and you just have to be a bit eagle-eyed to see them. They are sometimes a bit confusing, but yeah, that's essentially how I do it. On some flight plans, if I just bring it up here, on some flight plans you will have it written down on your actual routing. So say for example, if I bring this up right here and I just bring it on the scratch pad like this, so sometimes you'll have an arrival like this, and then the transition will be written next to it, so it'll be a full stop and then transition written like that. But it depends where you're flying in the world. That's a lot more common in the US, I believe, and usually in Europe it's a little bit different, but usually you should be able to find them by looking through the charts and just you can see here how it's got initial approach charts for the ILS and then a final approach chart. Sometimes it's like that, or sometimes you'll just have to look on the chart itself and just see. So for example, like if I know Munich is a good example. So if we bring up Munich and then like for example, I don't know, ILS 08 left. So on here you can see you've got one here which is Mike, and I believe this is referred to as a VIA, not a transition necessarily. But also if you look at the stars, a lot of these stars have like this. So hang on, if I can find one. Yeah, so here we go. So this is an arrival for the Betos 1 Alpha and NAPSA 4 Alpha arrivals. And then below it, you see you've got all these charts which are called transition. So, for example, if you wanted to go for Betos 08, so this brings you into Ottersberg from these two waypoints, Betos and NAPSA. And then you could go for the 08 RNAV transition. And yeah, this is basically the transition. So you would fly in towards Ottersberg and then you would sort of transition onto this route. Now, maybe Munich was not the best example because a lot of this stuff would probably be, I mean, to be fair, you would probably get vectors in Munich. You'd probably never fly this unless they're extremely busy, I suppose, but that's an example as to where you might find a transition chart. So hopefully that helps. It sometimes just takes a bit of digging, really, I've found. Alright, cool. So I think we are about ready to get underway here. Passengers are probably getting a bit antsy, although we are still on time. So let's start getting things pumped up here. We've got the AP bleed already on, so that's fine because of COVID procedures and whatnot. We can get the beacon light on now as we are going to get underway momentarily. We'll call the tug and close the doors. So doors are now closed and the tug should be on his way. do our below the line takeoff checklist. Sorry, below the line before start checklist. So windows and doors are closed, as you can see, 1 and 2, red line showing. Beacon light is on, thrust levers are idle. Parking brake is on, and that is the before start checklist complete. So once the tug has connected up, we can get on our way. If he's actually going to come. Here he comes, there we go. Love that custom model there. Okay, so I'm going to keep the terrain on after we take off, after we turn the radar on even. Alright, brakes have cooled down as well, which is nice. You may have noticed they were a little bit hot as we landed, so that's good. Okay. Nose wheel steering is disconnected, as you can see here on the eCam. Let's release the parking brake, and let's see where we're actually going to push here. We'll probably need to push that way, I guess. Yeah, it's going to be best. Okay, let's go. Engine mode selector is into the start position. And let's start with engine 2 starts. Awesome, Ramsey, glad it helps, dude. Thank you very much also for the 100 stars, absolute legend. Thank you very much, man, much appreciated. Morgan, thank you very much for the follow. Vania, thank you very much as well. And Kristen and Stephen, thank you very much. I hope you're all doing well and having a fantastic week. Excuse me, welcome to the stream. Alright, let's give it a little bit of a left turn here. God damn it, this sim looks so good, man. Oh, the visibility has just gone absolutely dire now. Can't even see the end of the runway. So, for this airport, I imagine these conditions you probably wouldn't be allowed to take off, I imagine. But we're going to YOLO it because this is the flight sim and we should be fine. Alright, let's start engine 1 now. It looks like engine 2 was a good start. Yep. All good. Let's send Mr. Tug on his way. Or Mrs. Tug. Look at that custom model there with AREX. That's beautiful. Very pleased. Okay, engines are now starting. Just give it a few seconds here. There we go, that's the power transfer from the APU to the IDGs, I guess. Alright, that's engine 1 available now. Beautiful stuff. Let's set the flaps to 1. Got those new flap sounds sounding absolutely brilliant. Let's go engine mode select back to normal. I'm going to actually set anti-ice even though it's warm here in Corsica because of Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's just a bit weird, isn't it? Alright, okay, so we're pretty much good to go. After start checklist. Anti-ice is on. Ecam status is checked. Pitch trim is set and rudder trim is 0. We'll do a quick flight controls check as well whilst we're here. So full left on the ailerons, full right, full up on the elevator and full down, full left on the rudder and full right and neutral. Beautiful stuff. Okay, so before takeoff checklist, flight controls are checked, flight instruments are checked. Briefing is confirmed, flap setting is 1 plus F. V speeds are 2930 and 34. Flex temp is 66, transponder is set. Ecam memo is not actually displaying at the moment. But yeah, should be good when it finally appears. I'm going to turn the predictive wind shear and the weather radar on now because we don't have far to go here. Okay, there we go. There's the Ecam memo. Let's just ping the cabin and do a takeoff config. Alright, there we go. Takeoff, no blue on the Ecam memo. Let's get going. Parking brake is released. We'll get those taxi lights on. Ramsey, you're thinking about downloading the ground vehicles now, Anita? Yeah, it's really, really cool. I think it only actually came out in the last few days. It's called AREX Europe. I think there is one for the US as well, which is a separate download. But it's really cool. I wasn't expecting at all that they would have custom models as well as custom, skins and whatnot. Alright, let's get those strobe lights on. Don't forget to check with air traffic control before you go. But we're not flying with any ATC online at the moment, so we are just going to give ourselves the clearances. Now, I know some people use in-game ATC, but honestly I don't use it because it's just broken, it's just rubbish and doesn't work properly, so to be honest I just never bother with it. Usually I will fly on an online network called VREF, so we can get live ATC, but there aren't any on today, so I didn't bother with it. There aren't any on in this area anyway, should I say. So we're just going to pretend we've got our clearance. Okay, so below the line takeoff checklist. Takeoff runway is 18. Cabin crew advised, TCAS is TARA, engine mode selector is normal and packs are on. Before takeoff checklist is complete. I have a 3-knot tailwind on takeoff here, as you can see from the windsock. But I'm not sure those windsocks are oriented correctly because I saw a windsock back there just as we entered the runway, which was pointing in the opposite direction, so I don't know if I trust that. Oh, are we going on the grass a bit? Oh no, look at that. Just skimmed it. I think I was going a bit quick before I started doing that turn. Alright, let's get the landing lights on. Let's pretend we've got our landing clearance now. Now I don't want to eat up too much of this runway for this takeoff roll because it is very short. Okay, so holding it on the toe brakes up to 50% on the N1. Great stuff. Stabilized, releasing the toe brakes and up to flex. Side stick half forwards. Releasing the side stick, 80 to 100. Running out of runway, V1 and rotate. Gear up. Runway track mode is engaged. We are looking good. Actually just going to stick the autopilot in there and let it do its thing, because we are just going to be flying straight for a short second here. Lever climb, thrust reduction, acceleration, altitude, reducing the thrust levers back to the climb detent, and we are now going to accelerate. Alright, S-speed. Putting the flaps to 0.
2,500.
Disarming the ground spoilers. 2,500 call out as we fly over the mountains here. Woo. And we are going to accelerate here now to 250 knots. And I'm going to activate nav mode once we do so. We're just going to do it now, actually. And to be quite honest with you guys, I know I did the briefing and whatnot, but I think something was dreadfully wrong with my planning here, because I've actually I think I've actually taken off on the wrong runway. Well, no, I didn't take off on the wrong runway, but somehow I must have convinced myself the runway 18 was the runway that I wanted, and I planned everything for 18, but I actually wanted runway 36. So that's quite amusing. So if you were kind of scratching your head as to why I was saying that we couldn't take off on runway runway 36, yeah, I was incorrect about that. I was just being stupid. Oh dear, such is the life of trying to stream. And why is that feet per minute up on screen? What the heck? What the heck? Why is it doing that? Alright, so passed through 10,000 feet. Let's get the nose lights and the landing lights off. Is that still showing? That is bizarre. Sorry guys, bear with me one sec. There we go. Beautiful. Okie dokie. Where we're headed for? We're headed back to Nice from Calvi. Free drinks for the inconvenience. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's like people are still not that satisfied on this one. But there we go. Free drinks coming right up. And there we go. Pretty grim weather here at the moment. In between Nice and Corsica. But we will get there. Zach, welcome to the chat over on YouTube. Welcome, dude. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good to see you. That's why you should use air traffic control. Yeah, that is a very good point, dude. Very good point. That is a very good point. But hey ho. I mean, at the end of the day, the in-sim ATC, they're only going to follow what you've put in on your flight plan anyway. And I obviously put in on my flight plan for that runway, so to be honest, it wouldn't have actually made a difference if we used the in-game ATC, because they just agree with you no matter what. They never really challenge your flight plan, so that's that really. At least in my experience. I haven't used it in a very long time, so I might be wrong about that, but yeah, it's a very good point. And yeah, I suppose because of all the clouds, like it didn't twig in my mind that I was pointing in the wrong direction, because I couldn't see the sea. Well, I wouldn't have been able to see the sea regardless, so oops. Oh well, never mind. We still easily cleared the terrain, so not too much of an issue. Did I just fuck up? Yes, I did. Yeah, I took off on the wrong way. Yeah. Hey, Dave. Welcome to the chat, though, brother. I hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Been a while. Yeah, I was actually looking forward to doing that nice little departure from runway 36 there, just like straight out over the sea. And I mean, to be fair, we probably wouldn't be able to even see the sea. This is complete IFR conditions. So we've got 98 miles to go. We're probably going to need to start a descent in about 20 miles or so. We're currently at flight level 160, so we'll do 16 times 3 plus 10. Nice is at sea level, so yeah, we're going to need 58 miles to descend. and we've got a bit of a crosswind at the moment, so which is probably going to be, once we turn left, it's probably going to turn into a little bit of a headwind. So oh, I need to go standing pressure, don't I? My bad. We also yeah, we're probably going to need to, I mean, we probably don't really need to account for that, to be fair. It's nice to see the best fuck up. It makes the rest of us feel better. I mean, if you watch my stream, you should be fairly used to me messing up. I feel like I mess up fairly often these days. Oh, I haven't changed my camera, my bad. Where's the shadow gone on my camera? It should be a shadow. I don't know where the shadow's gone actually. I'll have to sort that out. Oh, that doesn't work either. What's happened? Like one of my plugins has stopped working or something like that. Anyways, we are on our way. Not too long until we start our descent now. Oh, little break in the clouds there for a second. We've got 82 miles to go. 20 miles until we start our descent here. Looks like it might be raining a little bit in Nice as well, unfortunately. Alright, Tim, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing well. Robert, thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. Adab, welcome also. And Theo, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're all doing well and having a fantastic week. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Sorry guys, don't mind me just changing everything. I'm just I'm just trying to do a bit of troubleshooting. I'm not sure what's happened there, but never mind. Strecky, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing well and having a fantastic week. Welcome to the stream. So why are the passengers so unsatisfied? I don't understand. Absolute moaners. Some of them are a bit nervous. Let's turn the seatbelt signs on because it is quite bumpy in these clouds. Tony, thank you very much for the follow. Hope you're doing well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Alright, let's see how we're doing. Alright, 64 miles to go. Let's start our descent now. Platform altitude for the ILS is 4,000 feet. Start an open descent. And we'll get auto brakes set to low for this one. And let's go to our perf page. Let's go and get a quick weather. Send that off. Our minimums. Minimums are going to be 3901. And let's check the weather. That should have come through now. There it is. Yeah, very low cloud base at Nice at the moment, so yeah, we can't do the visual, unfortunately. So let's get the details in. Minimums are 391 feet. The QNH is 1017. Same as in Corsica. Temperature is the same, 15 degrees. Winds are 090 at 15 knots. So we're going to have a slight crosswind landing by the looks of things, with a little bit of a bite to it. Transition altitude is still going to be 5,000 feet, and that is all set. Okie dokie, this should be a fun one, coming in through the clouds then. Is outside visual indicative of real-time weather and flight path satisfied? Yeah, it should be pretty indicative. Yeah, I mean, it's not perfectly real-time, because that would be a very difficult feat for just a flight simulator, but it should be indicative. It's based on real-world weather reports and forecasts from a weather company called NavBlue. So it should be. And the flight paths, yeah, I mean, that's just based on, you know, real-life nav data, and yeah, that should be pretty spot on, to be honest. Okay then, here we go. Make sure we've got the ILS tuned, 109er 905. And we are on the approach here, so let's do our approach checklist. Briefing is confirmed, ECAM status is checked, landing distance is approximately 40 miles. Seatbelts are on, bar ref is currently set to standard. Let's actually set this to 1017 as we have cleared ourselves down to an altitude. Minimums are set at 391 feet, and engine mode selector is in normal. Approach checklist is complete. Alright, it looks like we're starting to get through the cloud a bit. We can kind of see the coastline over there. Let's see. Yeah, we can see the coastline, which is good. So with this cloud base, I mean, it seems much higher than what it is actually on the weather report. So I mean, theoretically, we could probably do the visual. I imagine. Let's see if we can get the runway, the airport in sight first. To be fair, we might not even have time to set it up, to be honest. The airport should be about, what, 2 o'clock-ish? Is that it right there? I think that's the airport. Kind of difficult to tell from this far. Yeah, pretty sure that's the airport. Alright. We're looking pretty good. Yeah, that is 100% the airport. So this said there was clouds, a few clouds at 1,400 feet here, and scattered at flight level 130. It seems like it's putting the scattered clouds at 130. Well, I suppose there is still clouds below us. Few clouds at 1,400. It says they're towering cumulus as well. Yeah, I suppose there is more over here. All right. So we're probably going to level off maybe a little bit early here. Let's see what happens. Probably slowed down. We hit a decel point, so that slowed us down to green dot speed. So that's probably happened a bit earlier than ideal, but we'll just have to deal with it. Turn off the anti-ice now. We are on time by the looks of things. Let's move self-loading cargo away now. Okie dokie. Like music for the passengers. Oh no, you're not allowed to play music on the approach phase. Suppose I could just give a little bit of Spotify action. I'm glad you're enjoying it, Mike. Yeah, it's an absolutely wonderful looking sim, to be honest. It's pretty damn cool. Alright, so we're going to be making a turn onto final fairly shortly. It's going to be quite a long... let's see if we can actually cut this short a bit, because we are already looking pretty good. Alright, I'm going to go to selected heading, and I'm going to just turn us in towards the localizer now. Go for flaps 1. Ah, self-loading cargo music. Yeah, that comes on automatically when you've landed, or if you're taxiing. I think that's the only time it plays. Alright, there we go. That's a bit of a tight intercept, but it should still work. Let's arm the approach modes. And yeah, there we go. Localizer star. And glide slope star. There's the runway 04 left. Glide slope star still lock star. We're just kind of getting ourselves onto the actual localizer beam properly here. Alright, glide slope capture, and we are descending. Let's go. Let's actually leave the flaps where they are, sorry. I'm actually going to just pause the music now. Yeah, the music comes on when you land, basically. There we go, localizer capture. We are right in the localizer now on the glide slope. Looking good, 9.8 miles to go, flaps 1. Let's try and not forget to do the recording. I'm going to do the recording this time. Where is it? There we go. Alright, there we go. We can do a recording so we can actually watch this landing back. Alright, 8 miles. Go for flaps 2. And flaps 3. Making sure the spoilers are armed. Gonna just bing the cabin. Alright, and flaps full at 4 miles, gear down. Okay, landing checklist, cabin crew advised, auto throttle is speed, auto brake is low, and eco memo is landing no blue. Well, it should be, let's just ping them again. There we go, landing no blue. Okay, great stuff. We're fully configured. We've got practically no wind for some reason. I thought it would have been a bit more windy than this, but okay. Let's do it. 1,000 foot. Autopilot is now disengaged. Let's land the plane.
1,000.
Yeah, I've got a slight crosswind from the right, but it's much lighter than I expected. Getting a bit low here, just correcting.
$500. 100 above. 400. Minimum.
Continue. We are a bit high. Let's just correct that.
300.
There we go. Spot on.
200. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 5.
There we go. Oh. There we go. Detail reverses 60 knots. And I was a bit wavy with the rudder there on touchdown, but not bad touchdown. I think I probably needed to flare a little bit more there. But yeah, it's been a little while since I've flown the A320, so that's my excuse. I'm not that used to the flaring behaviour of it. Well, I am used to it. I'm just not. I'm just a little bit more attuned to the CRJ at the moment, I guess is probably the right word. Alright, there we go. Rudder pedals, yeah. Always the rudder pedals, man. I'm still fully getting used to them. But yeah, I'll be interested to see how that looks on the replay actually. Not bad landing rate though, it's pretty standard I think. So I can't really complain. Predictive wind shear off, weather radar off, TCAS now off. And we are going to take a right here. We are going very quick. Maybe I need to slow down a bit, don't I? Hey dear, rudder pedals. Yeah, I think I need to grease these ones up a bit because they're just very, they are quite temperamental. I'm actually going to take the long route around here. I don't think I can go down there with an A320. But, I mean, the passengers were happy with the landing, 201 feet per minute. I feel like that's probably more accurate to what the landing actually was, 1.06 G. So, yeah, pretty fine, pretty basic, pretty standard landing. No, not really butter, but not really not butter. Why am I not flying with the CRJ, asks Ollie on YouTube. I am not flying with the CRJ just simply because I'm not. I don't exclusively fly with the CRJ. The A320 was my first love anyway, so I can't forget about her. Margarine landing, yeah, I like it. Oh, it was maybe, yeah, maybe it was butter, like, but straight out the fridge. Do you know what I mean? A320 is amazing now. Yeah, it is actually really nice now. I do like it. Alright, I might actually go for a different K. I don't know if I want to park at that one again. I might go a little bit further up. I love this building though, this is very cool. We need to have a look inside there. We didn't have a look inside it last time. Right, let's turn the taxi lights off as we're about to turn in towards the stands. Which stand shall we go for? Let's go for 48 centre. Need to disarm the speed brakes, don't we? There we go. Alright. Parking brake is set. Oh, I forgot to turn the APU on, didn't I? My bad. Okay, that's turned on. Let's do our after landing checklist. As flaps are retracted, spoilers disarmed, APU is on, radar is off, predictive wind shear is off, after landing checklist complete. We'll do our parking checklist in just one moment here once we get the APU up and running, and then we can let the passengers off. We'll get our ground services over as well. Oh, why won't it let me click? What's going on with these buttons? I don't understand these buttons, the colours of them. It confuses me. Okay, APU still starting up. Should be good to go in just a second here. There we go, 98, 99, there we go. APU bleed is on. Okay, parking checklist. Let's start letting the passengers off though. Parking checklist. APU bleed is on. Engines are off. Seatbelts are off. External lights as required. Fuel pumps are off. That is parking checklist complete. Alright, great stuff. What's happened to the doors? Why have they closed? Huh. Hello? There we go. I completely forgot to turn off the engines there. Oh dear. There we go. We've got the beautiful services provided by AREX. I'm still not sure what this Grand Power Car is, the deal with it is, because it seems to just move on its own, but yeah, they're looking very good. The texture resolution is pretty good as well. I know they were criticised on the last one for the texture resolution being too low, but it's looking pretty good to me on this one. Alright, so let's get the passengers deboarded. Still got 94 on board. We've got external power on. We'll leave the APU bleed on for now, and I'm just going to start doing some of the final shutdown here. So we can turn the crew supply oxygen off, and we can turn the adheres to off as well. Let's come down to the panel here. Let's turn off the constraints. All this stuff is good. Let's turn the auto brake disarm. The brakes are actually quite hot, so let's turn the brake fan on. You can hear that power up there. Pretty cool. Then let's come down here. Just checking all these panels here, making sure everything is turned off as it should be. We can turn our transponder off. TCAS is off. We can unlock the cockpit door now. Reset the rudder trim. Alright, great stuff. I think our passengers are nearly off. I think they're just stuck, so let's just deboard them. View flight report. We got another A+. Absolutely brilliant. I don't know why the passengers were so unsatisfied, but I'll take the A+. Oh, the taxi. Oh, yeah, I was going a bit quick there, wasn't I? Oops. At least they didn't notice I took off on the wrong runway. Alright. Great stuff. Love the flags at this airport. Yeah, it's very cool. It's very cool. Very, very cool. We've got some new stuff there as well from AREX. Looking very, very cool indeed. Yeah, let's have a quick look inside this building here. I know there is an interior, which I want to have a look at. There we go. Very cool. Not too much to it, but can't really go wrong, can you? Is there an interior? Oh, there's even an interior down here. What the heck? That's wild. Gone to town on this. I think there's an interior in that building over there as well, but we're not going to do that just yet. What we can do, however, is we can have a quick look at a replay of the landing. So, let's do that now. Now, that's going to make some noises just because of the replay situation, but it should be good. Alright, let's do this. It should still fly fine, even though the cockpit is just going a bit crazy. Am I doing another flight? No, I won't be doing another flight after this one, I'm afraid. Oh, what the heck? Adams, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. No FPS problems? Not really, no. No, is that something that a lot of people are having issues with? We're just going to ignore all the sounds in here. I'm just checking that it's actually going on the right course. Oh! What's going on here? It looks like the angle of attack is way too high. I don't think this replay software has recorded the replay properly, you know. Let's try it again. Oh, no, it hasn't. No, it's messed up. Yeah, it's messed up. I don't know why, but it only recorded up to there. So we can't view any more of the replay, unfortunately. I'm not sure why it did that. That's very strange. Anyway, we're going to end it there anyway. So let's just let's have a quick look at the Sim Toolkit report first before we wrap it up. So let's just complete and having a look at the report here. 241 feet per minute according to Sim Toolkit, so a little bit different. Centerline deviation 10 foot, so pretty good really. Bang in the touchdown zone there, really nicely in there. 3 degree heading difference and a slight roll of 1.6 degrees, 1.35 G. So yeah, pretty average landing, I would say. So yeah, that is that. All right, so I'm not sure why this is all black here. It shouldn't be black, but something's gone wrong there. Anyway, that's going to be it for me for today. So thank you very much for tuning in, everybody. Let me just catch up with a few notifications before we finish up. So Vino, thank you very much for the follow. Ivor, Cynthia, Manasseh, thank you very much. Philippe, Marie, Chuang and Mike, thank you very much for the follows, guys. Chris Simulation over on Twitch, thank you very much for the follow. I hope you're doing well. Philippe, Charlie, and Sawyer, thank you very much for the follows, everybody. I hope we're all well and having a fantastic week. Thank you very much for tuning in, everybody, today. Thank you very much for the support. Ramsey, thank you very much for all the stars, as usual. You're absolute legend. So generous. David, thank you very much once again as well for the support. And, of course, Mike with the massive £100 donation earlier on today. Absolute legend. Such a generous man. Thank you very much, dudes.
Thanks,
and
Robbie.
I hope you all enjoyed the stream today. And no, thank you, Ramsey. Thank you very much for the 200 stars, dude. And yeah, like I say, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you very much for all the big support. And I will see you all in the next stream. Next stream now will probably be on, probably be later on in the week. So potentially on Friday, not Thursday like I usually do. So yeah, hopefully catch you then. I will put an event up on Facebook as and when that happens. So yeah, once again, thank you very much, everybody. Have a fantastic afternoon, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye for now. Peace. Well, this is awkward, isn't it? My end scene is not coming up. There we go. See you all later, guys. Have a good one. Thank you very much again, and have a good day. Bye for now.